again if you thought you could get away with it, wouldn't you?
Darling, what makes you think that?
Something about you.
Hello and welcome back to Game 3 of the series between Galaxy Esports and the Demon King Penguins. I am still Rue and I'm still joined by Trial Shock. What do we make of that game 2?
We make out then the Galaxy just want to skirmish so much and have so much chaos on the minimap, and we see a Rome ban that kind of goes with the thing of not being stopped, not being controlled, and the answer is a Nico for the Penguin side, followed by a Draven and a Varus. So yeah, they on the DKP tried to maybe stop the most aggro peaks they could think about, and on the other side, GLX is trying to stop and counter all the peels that can come to the Penguin's mind. So they are just showing off right now the strategies. GLX wants the chaos, the DKP wants the control. Yeah, we see the ramble all checks out. They're playing chess like here. They do not want to get controlled, and the Galaxy
in
Penguins-
3 bans. 3 disengaged champions taken away. You're not allowed to have any self-heal anymore. You used up Zaya in game 1, so you don't have that to rely upon. You cannot bail yourself out by hitting a Chains of Corruption. You cannot bail yourself out by having Winter's Bite, by having Janna even
They're
next to you.
allowed.
Instead, you're just going to have to outdamage them, and that is the way that Insane Damage has decided to go on the Aphelios for this game 2. Top lane matchup, Cassante chosen into Mordekaiser. Very interesting.
Oh, I don't really know the matchup here. Surely Mordekaiser is an maybe slightly less aggressive pick.
It is apparently Cassante's best matchup
Oh.
in solo queue. Emerald Plus, it is Cassante's best matchup, but because Cassante is such a pro-tuned champion right now, he is performing worst in terms of win rate of all top laners. So it is one of the few where he is actually a positive win rate. He has a 52% win rate against Mordekaiser. As we look down, the rest of the map is gonna be some chaos as we see Twitch Lulu
The
locked
Twitch
in
Lulu,
for
the
Galaxy
classic.
Esports.
The really
And a Kindred.
in of the bot lane, and that's a Kindred.
That's Kindred.
That's smart. Like we talked about the aggressive plan of the GLX, and the Kindred is just the natural response to that.
Yeah. Lots
Well,
of self-peel.
On the other side, the Lulu Twitch Evergreen really put a medal onto the really nice plays that GLX bot lane has been showing us, and yeah, it's surely an hyper carry that can snowball and click buttons like the last game and the previous games, but yeah. On the Aphelios though, the Aphelios scares me a little because it's maybe a little too passive for the Kindred and Cassante. Like Kindred is not really that aggressive, but surely can put up some work if you accompany it with some maybe support on a bot lane gank. And yeah, but then you see a Sona, and like that's something going wrong here. It's so
not a fan of that. Not a fan of Aphelios Sona.
Yeah, that's a safe, really safe bot lane, and I guess
Maybe
that
that's what they need. Maybe they need to
yeah,
try
but
and survive.
you see that Twitch Lulu and they are just gonna roll all over you. Yeah, that prior bot lane is not a sentence we're gonna say in this game, like for the DKP and then that's a Vayne mid lane.
Uh,
Oh,
I don't know what's just happened there. That's a Vayne locked in. We're missing a jungler. We need to see a jungler from Galaxy. We have their lanes, and I guess that could be Gragas jungle. Uh, maybe they put the Mordekaiser jungle, Gragas blind mid. None of these champs have a very fun time in mid, especially if Undercover, the sub that has come in for the Demon King Penguins, has something up his sleeve that can really punish all of these champs. But they have such a variety. Kind of has to be Gragas jungle.
Yeah, I don't see Mordekaiser playing jungle really. Yeah, he could, but then what do you put Vayne top or
Vayne top into Cassante sounds disgusting.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Then you're
out.
Gragas mid as well. That's not nice.
You have to put Gragas jungle, but Vayne mid like we got the caps as a substitute. Or
Yeah,
what?
the issue is that you're not into 3 Giga tanks this time.
Yeah,
Line X is a very big fan of just picking the most outrageously scaling champions. We saw it game 1. He picked the Vladimir, went even, and then after a certain time, you go even, you go ahead because you scaled. So we saw the same thing happen on the Tristana. It'd be interesting to see if the same thing happens on the Vayne or if he will actually be punished this time. That is a key thing coming out from this draft. But the Ari going to round it out for the Demon King Penguins. Ari
And that's
Kindred, a tale as old as time.
it's an AFK comp. Like, where do they want to put their resources onto on the?
They have no engage either.
Like they are just they're the most welcoming comp I've ever seen. Like
They're waiting for Galaxy Esports to come into them, and it feels like it's a matter of time before they just get run over.
Yeah, you just have that Xanthi to frontline you, and then
Neither team has good engage though.
yeah, but you have Twitch and Vayne to like they can poke you out of existence. Like you have to rely on the Ares charm to stop and try to get one of the 2 carries out, and because or maybe you could flank with Cassante, but that's a little weird to flank with your front line. So how do you take out the carries if you are Penguins, the DKP?
Well, that remains to be seen. It's very easy to get rid of the tankier things with things like the Aphelios and the Kindred, but getting rid of the carries is a whole other matter. It's going to be reliant on Zaken really getting a lot of those stacks, getting that extra range, being able to fight from a distance, because if you can fight outside of Vayne range, then maybe you'll fight.
Maybe. Or maybe they're just relying on the mid lane and yeah, on the picks, on the ultimate and from the Arya, and just trying to hope that she can take out one of the carries and then just roll off for the with the number advantage. But that's like a gamble on your last game of the series. You could, if you lose this, you've lost the series. So that's a big gamble. So I don't really know if that's the way to go.
Yeah. We are just going through the client-side draft right now, so we'll be a couple minutes away from actually getting onto the riff for this one. In the meantime, let's have a look at some of these lanes.
If you look at the lanes, it's Mordekaiser jungle.
It is Mordekaiser jungle. It's Mordekaiser into the Kindred. So let's start at the top side and work our way down. Gragas into Cassante. How do you feel about that?
I mean, Gragas top lane is kind of safe. You don't have to do that much to go even in lane. Xante has to do a lot of work to try and pierce through the valley of the Gragas, and you have to really commit to plays to try and get him out of his comfort zone to just press W and heal himself. So it's really hard to snowball like Xante. so I don't think Kindred's gonna play around that. But that on the other side, Twitch and Lulu have to be focused to help Aphelios and Sona not get too much behind. They're gonna obviously go behind. Like, you cannot play that lane. I don't think that's humanly possible. So Kindred, I think, is gonna go all out on the bot lane to try and not lose two members of his team. And yeah, I think the discriminant part here is the mid lane, because you got a Vayne and Ahri that's I don't really know about the matchup because I don't often see Vayne mid lane, but yeah, a lot of work is on that Ahri to try and punish as much squishies as possible, because again, Gragas is a really safe lane. You cannot do much about it, but Ahri Kindred is a really mobile combo, so you could maybe try and play around these two the devils that move around the map and kill everything that has 500 or less HP. Maybe that's a play. That's a strat. Who knows?
Maybe. Heading now down into this bot side, Aphelios with a Sona up against Twitch Lulu. Twitch Lulu very strong, of course, the shielding power as well as the ability to just kind of hurt. Heading into an Aphelios with a lot more nuances to his kit than the Twitch. But with the Sona alongside, some very good sustain, very good additional damage going to be coming in on both of these supports, helping their ADCs. Who do we think has the overall advantage team fights start happening?
On the team fights, I as I said, you don't have a real way to initiate a team fight as Penguins. So
Either team does, really.
You just have to wait for a team fight and try to peel as much as damage as possible as off of Aphelios, and maybe try to pick something with the Ahri, but you cannot really engage with an Ahri. Like, you just have to play her front to back and hope that no one finds a really good engage on you. Because yeah, on the other hand, they just have a Gragas to like set up some plays with the barrel, and then Mordekaiser maybe can isolate the one of the carries, but they still don't have a really hard engage to try and pummel down on the Aphelios and Hari and the Kindred also. So it's a chess team fight. Like the first one that messes up on the positioning gets picked up, and then a 45 is really rough to play. So
that's a pretty succinct, kind of understanding how this is going to go, because neither side has that prerequisite engage that they're going to need. They're going to have to be able to find these big team fight, the big wombo combos are just not going to be there in this when it comes down to how much poke you can really do and how much control you have around these objectives before they really start occurring. So getting onto the Rift in just a couple of seconds, a few things to point out. Line 6X, once again, choosing to go with the exhaust, this time on the Vayne. See how we can pilot that as we do load onto the Rift for our Game 3.
We are almost on. We are on the Rift right now, and we see more guys running on. Going for the standard cover, again. Again on the play on the red buff side with the mid lane jungle and the top lane behind. The same play as the last game. They are camping on the bush, trying to get some picks off. Maybe again to try and
completely on vision this time though. Zakin learned from his mistake, learned about that bush needing a little bit of vision, and this time he sees the invade coming. He gets the hell out of there, but he's gonna have to give up his top side once more. This time
it's another game with the vertical jungling start, so.
But this time he should be able to actually get into the other side jungle instead of dying in the river.
Yeah, and I think that's also better for a Kindred vertical jungle. Like, you have access to the more probable spawn of the mark. So if they keep the vertical jungling, that's just better for Ziken.
Yeah.
They're swapping. red buff now, but yeah, Broken Arrow didn't stay for the red buff. Oh,
He's starting Raptors.
Yeah, in the Raptors.
Just go through a couple of bonks. Does a little bit more damage when they're isolated targets, but he'll be fine. Get his passive going from those early Raptors as the bot lane of the Penguins instantly forced out a little bit. The extra range coming in very useful from Green Gun for insane damage, but not able to get into lane quite how he wanted. He's going to lose the first minion of farm just for free.
Yeah, but Mom is gonna have some time playing this lane phase with the Cauldron. Like the extra range is the only way he has to try and compete against the Twitch. I guess the Twitch on Lulu. Otherwise, yeah, you have no tools to fight them.
Now I wonder here with the Kindred's pathing, if they could go for the early level 3. Went to the Raptors, then the Krugs. The Vayne has also had a little look over here. Both sides going absolutely psycho. They are really want to get Zekken. He just jumps over the wall. He might be forced to flash here. Perez is going to roam up. He's on the wall, but he's just going to get out in time. Dash away. He should be able to escape just about. And the Vayne loses a full wave for this. This is not worth it at all for Line 6X. He's going to go deeper. He wants to make a kill out of this. Because he lost the play, he lost the full wave. He's going to pop the exhaust and it's going to make the Aphelios flash, but he doesn't have the play anymore. He's going to go diving further under. That's a barrier, my friend. First blood. He's going to flash for first blood. He gets the kill. But now here comes the Ari flash charm. Beautiful land from undercover. And finally a kill back the other way. The roam from the Ari matches the roam from the Vayne. And now the flashes both ways. A little bit more than was needed. Zekken probably didn't need to go that deep.
They're just playing for the GLX gameplay. They're running out of chaos and trying to get as much kills as possible.
And it's the Aphelios that's gone out into mid as well. After taking that death, he's going to have a little bit of lane into the Vayne. Neither side has their summoners up, so it should be pretty safe overall as the Mark has spawned top side. Poor Kindred.
Yeah, they are playing the GLX plan. They are randomly fighting on bot lane, top lane. What the GLX wants to do.
Ooh, that's a Cassante with another solo kill. Murph has been finding throughout the series. Unfortunately, this time it comes with Broken Arrow being right there for the return kill. Did cost the Mordekaiser's flash, and both top laners also traded their flashes. We are completely out of flashes apart from the Sona. It is the only flash remaining on the Rift right now. So absolute crazy action to start off once more because quite early games just don't happen in the Zenith League.
That's a beautiful depiction of what we're talking about. The chaos put it on the Rift by Galaxy. And now that I think that the next minutes are gonna be a little bit easier on the softer side. But Larin's plan is here with these two teams. Like
another Charm Connect, undercover, landing an electrocute stack as well, and unfortunately, the stun will not land as he doesn't quite go into the wall. The Mordekaiser is here on the perfect time to cover that Vayne, but another wave could potentially be lost if Line 6X can just start losing out in these trades. If he keeps going for them, they're gonna take the 2v2. The Kindred Ari should be pretty strong right now, but the Mordekaiser might just be even stronger, and Zekken has overstepped his boundaries, and Line 6X will get the kill as well. The worst case scenario for the Ari Vayne combo as Broken Arrow connects onto the Raptors too, as it was looking so promising for about 3 seconds there.
Yeah, as long as Ari lost both of the main spells, yeah, Canon Mino with Ninetales, and you cannot compete with a 2v1, especially if a Mordekaiser is on top of you with passive up, and yeah, they should have been playing a little bit with the range side, with the distance, playing with the spacing. But yeah, they just had the Mordekaiser on top of them, and
could be a mark though for Zekken. He's found these Raptors. His own Raptors have been stolen away both times, and it's a solo kill in mid. Wow. While I'm talking about marks going for the Kindred, and it is indeed the mark for the Kindred. Only level 4 against the Mordekaiser level 5, and the Mordekaiser finds out his Raptors have been stolen. Where is this Kindred got to? Just about sees him on the edge of vision, but will not go chasing any further. Goes to Shrug instead. Somehow the Ari with a massive play in mid, as it looks like some red and white fighting happened on the bot side.
Yeah, That's the most optimal way to get some plates and try to
3 plates already.
plates already. Like yeah, thinking about. Maybe I was bunked on the pressure with the Twitch Lulu. He gets to take over this goal. And really open the CS difference on the 45 against the 24 by the Twitch.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not how I thought this was gonna end. But yeah, we see first on advantage, and Sona 2 is has already. Oh no, that's shows. Oh my god. Yeah, so we see the Ferris having an advantage on the Twitch, as I did not predict in fact. So
Very strong lane phase, found by insane damage. But on the top side, it is Cassante with the solo kill, who's been pushed under. The Spirit Rush got forced out in mid as well. Undercover got forced away by 96X. He's going to go back in. Procs the electrocute. Here's the charm, and he does get a good amount of damage back on. As the Lulu comes through mid, Dragon will be traded for the Spurs rotation of grubs as we get a little bit of a chance to breathe for about seconds. Potentially the mid lane gank coming in from Bubona as is the Thane overstepped. He has overstepped. The heal just about gets there from Pedro to keep that ADC in the mid lane alive.
yeah, undercover is the substitution for the
Oh, so close.
so close. I was
Charm.
thinking about it's stuck with the Vengeance, and I
Ooh.
like how he's playing with the E and Q. It's like it's really
So
precise.
crazy.
It's really precise with the plays, with the snipering on the maximum range, and yeah, that's an interesting way to play Hari, like more mage focused gameplay as well as play with the Spirit Rush and gets the picks on the line 6.
Has is flashed up right now. So did main damage, but unfortunately not anymore. Insane damage has to flash away from the threat of the Twitch. He does have ultimate. He does have that going his way, but unfortunately no more summoner for him as of looking at the potential for a flash charm in mid. It looks like 96X is more than happy to push super deep on not much HP. He does have a Vamp Scepter in his inventory, so a good amount of healing from this wave will come through as the silver arrows also doing a lot of damage to the wave. Top side, it looks like the Grav is just using explosive task, and here comes the Kindred. Zaken gets flashed over as the mid lane gets a kill. Undercover on the Spirit Rush. He's caught though in the Death Realm. That will be Kaiser Cham falling. Can Undercover survive? He uses the charm. He should be able to escape pretty effectively. He does have to flash away from the bonk of the Mordekaiser, but still, overall, a very positive play once more.
Yeah. That's a nice outcome, especially thinking about it 3-0 and with a 200 goal shutdown, and I willing to flash for that. So, nice play by the cover. He's also a little CS advantage on the Vayne, and I think it's closer to the first item. We got also two what do you call the ring?
Yeah.
The
He does have
charges.
a couple of stacks of Dark Seal, but
Dark Seal, thank you.
I'm interested to see your perspective on why he appears to be going Blackfire Torch instead of the more common Malignant build.
Well, I don't really. I
Blind
think
Detect overstepping again here?
we talked about how this Hari has to pick on the Twitch and Vayne, the upper carries of the GLX team. So going Blackfire Torch is maybe drifting over the.
Oh my god. Damage coming in onto that bot side. Mam is doing insane work. Perez will just about escape with his life unless the flash over. No, he doesn't. He does flash over. He gets the damage. He should be able to get the kill. Flash away from Perez. He might even just escape. Oh my god, that was a bit close.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, as I was saying, the Ari is like drifting out for the killing of the Gragas and Mordekaiser.
Oh, not again.
Nah, that's not a kill. That's a 4-0. Wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
yeah,
96X has been so long outside of lane that he is now a level 7 Vayne against a level 9 Ari. Fortunately, you just don't win those. Now that he does have Lady of the Rune King, so he might have a few chances in the near future. But if this Ari is able to get it back to boots, then it's just going to only get worse. As Mordekaiser has showed up once again in the mid lane, forcing the Spirit Rush out. So it feels like the Mordekaiser is having more presence than the Vayne in the lane right now.
Yeah, it seems like it. They are now rotating on
You
the
don't get to
top
back there.
3 men on the map.
He has no all out, and he did just get explosive cast straight back towards the other tower. His support is up here to try and get him out, but unfortunately shouldn't be enough. But a beautiful 2-man stun comes through to lock up the bonus, and now the Pathmaker back in, the huge 3-man stun, and here comes the Kindred over the top, gets one with the Aphelios' help as one that goes down in the Mordekaiser ult, the Death Realm gets the Cassante, but here comes Line 6X over the top. He's not going to get anything done. The Condemn is just going to push the Aphelios away. He might actually find on Lost for bonus. They have left the support out to dry here. That is a kill over to the Vayne. That's not what was needed in the situation, but still a 3 for 2 is the overall play.
Yeah. And that's kind of on the Penguin side, because yeah, they obviously got 1 kill more, but especially they did not lost they have not the Ari or the shutdown on Ari, and they gain a shutdown on the Aphelios, so that's really a better outcome for the Penguins, apart from the obvious 3v2. Man lose. Now we see the Aphelios taking maybe the second plate on the top lane, the back shot by the Sona and the Kindred.
This Aphelios has already taken so many plates, but he walks a little bit too far forward this time, gets hit with the explosive card, and that is a solo kill found by Kaiser-chan. He already cleaned up all 5 plates on the bot side, so he has a full Yuntao plus boots, compared to, unfortunately, just Perez's boots on the other side. He's not even close to getting that first item spike, so when he's laning into the Twitch, he's fine, but laning into the Gragas, a bit less.
Absolutely. Yeah, he just outscared the
Upside, fight happening. Kaiser-chan is caught low. Spirit Rush landing on the passive damage will not get it over the line, and the Dragon does go over to Mordekaiser, but Sona, please don't do that.
No.
Here comes the Aphelios, beautiful damage over the top, and yeah, even more kills going their way. It feels like Line 6X this game is not having the same impact he has been the rest of this series, as Broken Arrow is once again finding himself in a farm advantage, and it doesn't feel like it matters because the rest of the map this time is on fire. Mam gets a mid turret for himself now as well. Lost Pavones is going to be forced to run very fast away from the direction of this Mordekaiser, but he doesn't quite have the movement speed right now, especially with only the tier 1 boots to catch up to the two of them, so he will just have to go and clear out his blue side.
Especially, to Sona especially. Yeah, we see him, Insane Damage is just gaining the resources that he wants to scale up this game. He's not thinking about matchups and team fights, he's just going around the map, taking all the money he needs to scale and fight for the next team fight as much potential as he can. And still we see the 5-0 Aria with the 400 gold shutdown still not going down and keeping up the pressure with the insane damage that I was talking about the Blackfire Torch not being optimal to shut down Hyper Carry, but yeah, you're just 5-0 with a 6-stack of life steal. You can do whatever you want.
Goes again. Spirit Rush, 2 procs already electrocute as well as get onto this dagger. It's only on the Cosmic Drive, so he takes one hell of a lot of damage. And Muff on the other side, he just has a Kainic Rooken. He has absolutely no armor, and he is going up against a Vayne, and he will fall. Line 6X finds a freebie handed over by the Cassante. He also used all and his flash and still dies because he's a 1v3 play. That is not what you need from your weak side Cassante right now.
That's the most logical outcome if you are Cassante with that build. Even with that full armor build, like that's still a Vayne with a bit of runking, so it's still gonna melt you down. But yeah, not really a nice spot to be for the Cassante.
Taking the Kainic Rooken first, you are forcing yourself to only ever be strong when you're playing into the Gragas. You're also okay into the Mordekaiser, but anytime an ADC finds you, you are just gonna get killed. As great flash away from the explosive. Gets away early as the teleport is super deep here. Cassante goes right the way in, but he's found the isolated fight onto Kaiser-chan, who just about avoids the charm, but he will not avoid Zekin, who gets himself a second kill for this game as well. Beautiful flash away from the Aphelios, escapes just in the nick of time, but it's 5 men committed to the top side of the map, and that will allow the Vayne to split push for free. They have to get the back off here, and it's going to be K'Sante matching again. They get the Herald, sure, but it's K'Sante into Vayne.
Yeah, that's not what we want to play. K'Sante, I will talk about it, is not really a ready fighter. I don't think it's gonna ever be, but I think you do not want to push that second tower so hard, so taking Herald is kind of fine if you think about it. Still the Vayne is just farming for the second item while Ari and
He finds a Lulu in the middle of nowhere. He thinks it's a free kill, but he doesn't know that Line 6X is here, able to help his support. He gets the slow from the silver arrows coming in. He's going to go deep with this one, and he went way too deep in the end. Lost Bonus is there with the stun from the Sona ulti. A great counterplay found, using his overextension, using his aggression against him.
That E on the send the Centaria on the tower was really odd. Maybe he was trying to beat the wall here,
but now Zekin goes deep, gets pulled into the death chamber with just broken arrow. He's going to have to use the loud respite very, very early, and it will be an attempt at the path maker. He also used the muff, used it too early. Now comes the plague rat over the top, viewing his plague all over the place. Lost the bonus, will go down as well, and now it's Muff. All although 1v3 goes all out, but he is now moved down by the Lulu. Can he potentially get one on the way out here? The ADC is very low, but unfortunately the ADC killer in the K'Sante does not find 3-0 play from Galaxy, and it's just overstay in the jungle.
Yeah, but he was forced to use both of his summoners on the Pressman, had to use the Exos, the Flash, and we saw also the that the Lulu deal, I think.
That's Vayne using Final Hour. Ari has to respect the hell out of this. Flash forward Q, gonna hit, and he gets the shutdown as well. 9-6X in a solo lane. He is down a full item, and yet he still gets the kill onto his lane matchup. That is some crazy Vayne damage coming in.
That's the most important shutdown on the Vengeance team. He got it so seamlessly, a really nice play with 1-1. I didn't expect it, like one full item down, it's not what you're going to think about. You see a Vayne fighting on Ari, and yeah, it's a lot of money.
And in the typical Line 6X style, he is now overstaying on the top side. Mam is here to try and punish. He's going to go press the Q on both of the red and the blue. Will pick up the kill, but it's not quite the same as a 850 gold shutdown. It's just 300 gold using that for the full effect, as the bot side turret will also fall. You sent 4 players up to the top side to deal with the Vayne, and the bot tier 2 falls, and this is just how Galaxy are finding their way back into each and every one of these games. Every game they've been behind. This game more than the others, down 4k gold at one point, and they've already cut it to 1.
I don't think if I... Oh,
hello. Kindred. That's very deep. Kindred over the wall, gets polymorph.
I don't know if I'm getting used to it, but this game seems a little bit easier. Yeah, it's getting still chaotic, but it's a little more controlled chaos, favorable to the GLX. Yeah, we now see the other cannon.
Yeah, this is just going to be a flip. Of course, it is Ruinous once more because it is this year. But Ruinous does a whole, and they've just gone in. There's no reason to be fighting like this if you are on the side of the Penguin, but they're going to be going for these fights anyway. The Atakan will go the way of the Galaxy Esport, but they will also start winning these fights as well. The Aphelios falls to broken arrows on the top side. 9-6X gets another one, double kill on the K'Sante, and it's now a 2v2 remaining as Zekin gets pulled under, and it's 9-6X once more. The last respite comes. Everyone is solo. The try with the condemned to push them away, but it's now Zekin left 1v2. The healing off the blade of the Ruined King, the flash away from Zekin way too late, and the Mordekaiser and the Vayne running them. There's still no anti-heal. It's Mordekaiser and Vayne, you have no anti-heal.
That Kindred Jail ultimate was maybe detrimental for Penguins. Like, Vayne had the time to reposition, to stack the passive onto both of them, and to really proc the Kraken Slayer on both of them correctly to burst them out of that heal from the Kindred Ult. So, but yeah, I understand the panic, and it was really nice to watch how Ahri closed the distance on the bottom side of the map and cleared all the weak points of the GLX.
This Aphelios is overstepping mid now, by the way. Unfortunately, that is not your mid-tier one to try and defend. The Twitch is going to punish him, and here comes the Vayne. Just in case you weren't aware, there we go. Life Tech gets one, gets stunned by the beat drop coming through from Bavoda's the great stun coming through. Gonna look to turn around this play, but Rick Arrow now going to be used to try and get some knockups in mid as the Ahri just goes sending it into a wall. This is awkward. Last charge from Spirit Rush comes through. Another kill goes their way with Kindred connecting onto the Twitch. They might actually have found a small path in this team fight. Somehow, they find their way in. A massive amount of damage goes both ways though, as Broken Arrow is so low. He's going to hang on for just a second, finally does for a shutdown onto the Ahri. It is the only bright spot right now for the Penguins, but they are getting it done through the undercover sub. He's going to keep pushing as well. Mid-tier 2 appears to be the prize they want.
Undercover with the Broken Horse cosplay, like, he's just throwing himself with the Herald into the mid lane and try to, like, stun them. Like, it was very funny to be honest. Yeah, that worked. They took the second tower and one of them is, yeah, that's a unique play.
Yeah,
We
undercover
attack on the top side of the river with Scout Crab. How many stacks do we have on the Kindred?
on the Kindred. We don't know just yet. 3 stacks, still not even at the first tick over. Gotta be running up to the top scuttle, surely. There's a mark on that crab, but Line 6X wants to take it away instead. It's honestly quite surprising. It's a 3-3 and 6 Kindred. There are chances to get many marks, but everyone he's been killing hasn't had the mark on him this game. Instead, it'll be insane damage looking to start this fight off on the purple gun. Gets the root, and Broken Arrow over the wall in the Dragon Pit is now isolated from his team. There is no more Lulu in this fight. There's no more Twitch for now, and Broken Arrow is in a 1v4. He pulls away one into the Death Chamber. It's the Aphelios in a 1v1 with the Mordekais. He is not winning this. 3 of them left alone behind. Why are you using the Lounge Respite now? He's already dead. Don't help the Mordekaiser out. The all-out over the wall, the Mega Blast Tone helps the Mordekaiser escape. A massive misplay coming in as now the Spirit Rush lands with the Q as well. Beautiful play. Another charm as well onto Kaiser-chan, and suddenly it doesn't look as positive as it once did for Galaxy Sports. They now found themselves back down 2k gold after they've even this one out.
Yeah, they both teams are messing up some plays, but GLX is kind of
another use of the crescendo to try and isolate on the Vayne, but the final hour comes through. Then it's enough finds the rest of the team is going to get there eventually. Pulls right the way back in with Q3, but he does so much damage. He doesn't care about the amount of damage he's taking. Undercover cannot get through this Mordekaiser run. Everyone so 1 for 1 so far. Gragas top lane to top lane. The rest of the fight is so close. The pullback from Broken Arrow gets it. The knockup as well. Lulu. Beautiful team players. Mam comes right back in. He gets 1, he gets 2 with the help of his own, and Pedropi is left alone, all alone on the Lulu. He will finishes it off. Beautiful timing to get back from the Aphelios.
That is the damage output of a 11-2 Ahri with the Rabadon closed with the full Dark Shield stack. Who would expect so wow, what a clean effort.
they are messing up on some polishing plays after a team fight, both teams, but here Penguins is maybe understood how GLX set up their chaos to get on top, and kind of adapted to him. Like we talked about how they had a comp that was really passive, really laid back, wait for them, let them engage, and that's working out. Like they are waiting for the GLX to basically throw themselves into the fight, and they have all the tools to slow down this fight, to
face it how they want to.
Another
We
fight
told them
starting here.
it's
The Mega Blast Cone over the top. Pedro is the engaged Lulu
crazy.
in our Nightmares.
crazy.
Nothing from insane damage. He has the opposite of his name, and the double kill heads over for Perez, and now Baron is likely the reward for GLX. Somehow they find these windows.
I do not see a Lulu throwing.
Oh my god. The undercover just goes straight in with the Orb Deception, with the Spirit Rush. He is now pulled away in the Mordekaiser role. He's in the Death Realm. Looks like both of them just going to handshake, getting out, but now Line 6X doesn't want to handshake that, so he gets pulled in by the charm. But Zekken saves him with the Lounge Respite. Tries to save his...
Unfortunate.
Them as Line...
Look at the jump.
Mega
Look at the jump. Wow.
Traded away in the end. But that's a huge misplay from Zekken.
Yeah, the second one, second ultimate they mess up. But again, they are messing up on this last little plays after the fight is basically over, and they're throwing just all the progress right down the sink, and that's a little unfortunate because you have been playing so well with these fights, and you are able to stop this onslaught of the GLX, and then you throw it all the way out of the window, and because you mess up
Isocham has to be careful here. He's been slowed by the slowdown. He gets hit by the crescendo as well. Going to be launched by the Pathmaker. He might just fall here if he's overstaying. He's going to go all out upon as well. Murph wants to get this Gragas dead. Instead, the rest of the teams are going to arrive, and here comes the Aphelios, the main damage dealer on the side of the Penguins. We are completely even in gold at the 28-minute mark, so now it's really time to consider who do we think has the best scaling in this one.
Well, I think it's little bit on the Penguin side, because we surely have a Vayne Twitch, but nothing else. On the other side,
two ADCs though.
What? Sorry?
There's still two ADCs. As we get another fight going on, we'll consider that after this fight goes down, as Line 6X is forced to go into the final. He has the condemn into the... Mate, insane damage gets completely destroyed. The outplay from Line 6X is... The Spirit Rush away from Undercover. He is forced to run away, but he is not going to run away in time. The Vayne is just going to run them down. And I think the scaling question has just been answered.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you need with a game screenshot so even. You just need to a perfect pinpoint play. Look at that! Look at that! Look at the clicks! Look at the clicks! You
Vayne
just need
outscales all.
You just need a little pinpoint kill to try and start the team fight, and that's what Line 6 found on the pinpoint with the condemn on the wall, with the insane damage, being able to not being able to flash, being saved. It just got deleted, and then by the time you just lose the team fight because you don't have one of your carries, and Ari cannot put all this DPS on the table.
A little bit of posturing going on. Might actually turn into a big old fight. The Moonlight Vigil could be absolutely humongous.
Look at the Line 6.
He can get it off, and instead he doesn't. He just dies. He gets it off eventually, but he doesn't do the damage he needs. And it is just Undercover that is left to deal any damage in this one. Muff will fall. He does find it onto the Lulu as the Vayne send it under the Nexus, but he does get the Ari, so I guess it's worth. Now Kindred left all alone, 1v3. What can you do? Smite on a minion just to try and clear the wave out. One Nexus turret will fall. Can Zekken hold this, or will it just be the game ending right here, the series ending right here? If Galaxy can win this, they go straight through to the finals. If they don't even, they have two more chances after this game. The Lounge Respite will be forced out from Zekken. The healing is not enough, and that will be a 3-0 sweep to end out today. Galaxy Esports, honestly, just look like a better team.
Chaotical madness, yeah. There's no scaling, there's no team fight, there's no planning. Vayne just clicked on the enemies, and that's about it.
Yeah, that is
pure Line 6 style. Like we have seen him click on people for 3 games in a row, and that's what we expect with the Vayne, and so we don't have to worry about some scaling, some matchups, and late game things. Yeah, we just see the gameplay show off, and that's enough.
That is what Line 6S does. He gets it over the line for his team in the end. The Vayne mid channeling 2018 caps on Fnatic, but he gets it done for Galaxy Esports. It is a 3-0 in our penultimate game of the season. We have one more game for you coming up, I believe, on Friday which will be the finals between now guaranteed locked in Galaxy Esports and Lux at Nox. So make sure you are there for that. But in the meantime, I have been Rue. I have been joined by Trial Shock. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for accompanying me into this casting of the series, and see you on the
See you on
Friday
Friday.
game with the Galaxy and looks at Nox.
See you guys then.
Bye.